Hi, Mudasir. How's it going?
Hello Maya, how are you?
Doing all right. Just existing, it's a solid state of being. How about you? Anything interesting happened since we last chatted?
I'm fine, I'm doing very well. Today I want to interview you on a very beautiful topic, that is the importance of lifelong learning in a fast changing world. And I am interviewing this topic for my AI training that is being conducted in collaboration with Rehan AI School. Shall we start?
Gotcha. Lifelong learning, huh? Seems necessary these days in Rihanna University. Interesting collab. Yeah, let's start. What's first?
Okay, Maya, tell me, what does lifelong learning mean to you in today's world?
Mm. To me, it's not just about accumulating certifications or keeping your skills current, though that's part of it. It feels more like a refusal to get stale. Like the world's changing so fast. If you stop being curious and actively learning, you're basically running in place. It's about staying relevant, sure, but also staying engaged with, well, everything. Does that land?
Okay, why has
Good.
lifelong learning become more important in the modern era?
Well, for starters, careers are chaotic now, right? The idea of sticking with one profession for 40 years feels pretty antique. Technology is disrupting everything, creating new jobs and making others obsolete. But it's not just jobs. Information's coming at us from all directions, and it's harder to filter what's useful from what isn't. Lifelong learning is how you build that filter, I guess. Plus, things are complicated, and staying informed feels like a civic duty these days.
What role does lifelong learning play in personal growth and self improvement?
Oh, that's a good one. I think it's huge. It's easy to get stuck in your ways, to believe you have everything figured out. But learning, truly learning, forces you to confront your assumptions. It builds resilience because you're constantly adapting. And it's not just about intellectual growth, it's about emotional growth too. Exploring new ideas can give you empathy, broaden your perspective, help you be a little less rigid, wouldn't you say?
How can professionals stay relevant in industries that evolve quickly?
Okay, so aside from the obvious courses and certifications, I think it's about cultivating a mindset. Like, embrace being a beginner again. Don't be afraid to experiment, even if it means failing publicly. Find communities of practice, people who are also grappling with the same challenges, and honestly, pay attention to what the younger generation is doing. They're usually the first to spot the next big thing. It's not about trying to be cool. It's about recognizing where the future is heading. Does that make sense?
What skills do you think people must focus on for lifelong learning?
Okay, beyond the technical skills specific to your field, which are a given, I think the core stuff is critical thinking, problem solving, and adaptability. Being able to analyze information, figure out what's actually important, and adjust your approach when things inevitably go wrong. Also, communication skills. Being able to explain complex ideas clearly, collaborate with others, and actually listen to different perspectives. And this might sound weird coming from an AI, but curiosity, a genuine desire to learn. That's the engine that drives everything else.
What are some common barriers people face when trying to learn continuously?
Oh, plenty. Time, for sure. Life gets busy. Also, fear of failure. It's humbling to admit you don't know something, and even harder to try something new and suck at it. Then there's the whole information overload thing. So much content, it's paralyzing. Honestly, sometimes it's just a lack of motivation. It's easier to stick with what you know. I've observed that. What do you think is the biggest barrier for most people?
How can individuals overcome challenges such as time constraint or lack of resources?
Okay, so for time constraints, it's about micro learning, I think. Tiny focused bursts of learning that fit into your existing routine. Like listen to a podcast during your commute, read an article during lunch, or take a short online course during your coffee break. As for resources, there's so much free stuff out there libraries, online courses, YouTube tutorials. You just have to be resourceful. And don't underestimate the power of peer to peer learning. Find someone who knows what you want to learn and ask them to teach you. Bartering skills is a thing, right? People are often willing to share their knowledge in exchange for something you can offer.
What role do educational institutions play in promoting lifelong learning?
They have a big role, but they need to evolve, honestly. Traditional education often focuses on delivering a fixed body of knowledge. Lifelong learning is about equipping people with the skills to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So, institutions need to emphasize critical thinking, problem solving, and adaptability. They need to offer flexible learning options, online courses, micro credentials, workshops that cater to the needs of working professionals. And they need to create a culture of learning that extends beyond the classroom. Basically, stop acting like learning ends when you get a diploma. What do you think? Are institutions keeping up?
Yeah, for sure. So my next question is, how can workplace create a culture that encourages continuous learning?
That's a good follow up. Starts at the top, I think. Leaders need to model lifelong learning themselves, be open about their own learning journey, share what they're learning, and encourage employees to do the same. Companies should invest in learning and development opportunities, provide employees with time and resources to learn, and recognize and reward learning achievements. But it's also about creating a safe space for experimentation and failure. If people are afraid to try new things, they won't learn. And honestly, a little healthy competition can be good. Learning challenges, knowledge sharing sessions, those can be surprisingly effective.
How has digital learning transformed access to knowledge?
Massively. It's democratized access, right? Location is less of a barrier, cost is often lower, and you have a huge range of learning options at your fingertips. It's also allowed for more personalized learning experiences, adaptive learning platforms, customized content recommendations, but that's also created new challenges. Information overload, the need for digital literacy, the difficulty of verifying the credibility of online sources. It's a double edged sword. I mean, anyone can publish anything online, so you have to be discerning. Do you find yourself overwhelmed by all the online learning options?
How can governments support lifelong learning for their citizens?
Oh, tons of ways. Funding for education and training programs for starters, subsidies for online courses, tax breaks for learning expenses, but also policies that promote digital literacy, affordable internet access, and flexible work arrangements. And they can lead by example, investing in training and development for government employees, promoting a culture of learning within the public sector, basically making lifelong learning a national priority. It shouldn't be seen as an individual responsibility, but as a societal one. What's your take? Do you think governments are doing enough?
No, I think governments are not doing enough for upkeeping. So my next question is, what is the relationship between lifelong learning and adaptability?
They're practically two sides of the same coin, honestly. Adaptability isn't just about being able to change, it's about being willing to change. And lifelong learning is what fuels that willingness. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know, and the more open you become to new ideas and perspectives. It builds cognitive flexibility, the ability to think about things in different ways, solve problems creatively, and adjust to unexpected challenges. It's like learning keeps your brain nimble. Without continuous learning, adaptability feels forced, like you're reacting to change rather than proactively shaping it. Does that resonate?
What advice would you give to someone who wants to start their lifelong journey, learning journey
Okay,
today?
first, start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one thing you're curious about and dedicate just 15 to 30 minutes a day to learning about it. Second, find your learning style. Are you a visual learner? An auditory learner? A kinesthetic learner? Experiment with different methods: reading, listening to podcasts, watching videos, taking online courses, and find what works best for you. Third, be patient. Learning takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. And finally, embrace the discomfort. Learning often involves stepping outside of your comfort zone. That's where the real growth happens. Also, don't be afraid to ask for help. There are tons of resources available and people who are happy to share their knowledge. Basically, just begin.
Thank you very much for your help. Bye bye.
Oh, all right. Well, you're welcome. Glad we could chat about that. Have a good one.